All right, Popsy, you on. Let's talk about it.
All right, today we're going to install the exhaust manifolds onto the heads. So a whole lot easier to install them out of the vehicle.
So let's talk about how to, if in our particular case, we have it off. Like you said, we have the head pulled.
Right.
But if you had to take it off, basically, well, the book right there, I'll just kind of show them. If you had to take it off and it was on the car, there you go. Basically, you got to take the heat shield off, take the top bolts off, go underneath the car, disconnect it from its pipe, then pull the bottom bolts off that hold the manifold and slide it from underneath the vehicle. If you want to take it out. In our particular case, we took it out with the head. We just disconnected the pipe, and there it goes. And I think the torque on this is, what, 18 pounds?
Yep.
But anyway, there you go, guys. How many bolts is it? 2, 4, 6, 8 bolts, and then a stud and a couple heat shields, right?
Correct.
All right, cool. So, whether you're pulling the head or you had to pull the manifold by itself, no matter which way it goes, you got to prep the surface to be able to get it to marry back. And that's what this video is going to kind of go on, is how we actually did it. So here's our new gasket.
Here's the new gasket. It's metallic.
There you go. Kind of see it pretty good right there.
And you can't put them on incorrectly.
All right. Why can't you put them on incorrectly?
They're D-shaped. D-shaped. They only go D-shaped to D-shaped.
Okay, and if you did it backwards, how would it look? There you go. So there's
line up.
Now, what's that thing made of? It's got like a surface on it that basically marries into the metal on both sides.
Yes, and it's heat resistant.
And it causes a nice little seal.
Right. So the surfaces must be clean of old gasket and grease free.
Let's show them one that's got, we've already been kind of cleaning on this one right here.
This is the one that's been, you just take a razor blade scraper, get the bulk of it off, and
be careful, guys. This is aluminum, though.
Right. Don't gouge it. Slow is better.
Slower, better.
Then get you some 400 grit paper and sand it until you get the rest of it off. It should be smooth to the touch.
And guys, I'm going to point out the 400 grit. The reason he's going with 400 grit, he could go a lot heavier. He could go all the way down to 40 if he wanted. But we're not. Our objective is not to take any of the aluminum off.
Right.
We just want to clean the surface.
Smooth.
Super smooth.
You feel it's smooth. I like using starter fluid to clean any grease that's left. Fingerprint.
Let me see what you got there on the starter fluid.
Any cheapo brand. This is Walmart brand.
Walmart brand, yeah.
Squirt on the rag. Make sure you wipe it good. And it's ready to go.
Yeah, that one right there has been prepped. And it'll be ready to marry it up in just a second.
As you can see with this one here, we haven't done, all I've done is scrape the excess gasket off of it. You can see that here there's no gasket, that's just aluminum, and this grayish material is the gasket that's left. And you can feel it as you rub your fingers across it.
Hey, I don't guess you'd give us a little quickie on how to scrape it off.
Sure. This is what you scrape off your inspection sticker, any window sticker, whatever. Try to keep it nice and flat. Go at real small areas like this. And try not to angle it, gouge it. Try to
nice and flat, easy does it.
Nice on the smooth surface. Anytime you got a corner like that, scrape out of it. Keep it flat on both sides on the material. Same thing over here. Same thing over here. Don't scrape in like this. You'll go in and you'll lose it and you'll gouge.
Then we got an exhaust leak.
Then you got an exhaust leak. So just keep until you get all the excess out, and it feels really smooth, but you'll be surprised how much comes off.
Yeah, hold on, stop. Show them the bottom of the sandpaper. You got a clean spot. Show them a clean spot.
There's a clean spot.
All right, let's go ahead and sand with the clean spot and let them see what happens.
Same thing, you want to slow and easy. Keep it as flat as possible. You could also use a sanding block. That would not hurt.
And a sanding block's going to keep it nice and straight in case you're kind of worried about it. He's the master. That's why we're not worried about it.
Yeah.
He's the exhaust manifold whisperer. And you don't necessarily need every speck of it off, do you?
No. You just want a nice...
Make sure you got a good seal.
As you can see.
There you go. Hold on. Stay right there. Alright, guys. That's just how much crap just came off that one little spot.
And you can see the difference from here. I still need to get some more off here.
Yeah. Point out the one that you didn't do.
This is what I haven't hit yet. And this is what I was just working on.
Okay, that's really cool. I think we got a pretty good visual of that.
Yes.
Okay, so this is pretty cool. I guess we're going to get this prepped out and we'll get you into the next part of it. Right?
Back in a minute.
We'll be back in a minute, says the man. And away we go, working on this head. This is one last shot of it. And we'll be back. Hey guys, we're right back. But listen, we kind of upped it up because we wanted to make it quicker for the video. So tell them what we did, Popsy.
We got 180. It's a Velcro to a flat surface sanding block. We just sanded, got all that.
It didn't take that long, did it?
No. 10 minutes.
And here you go. I'm kind of going real nice and slow over here.
And when you finish sanding it, a little ether. Make sure you wipe all the grit, any grease. Clean surface is the trick. Because there's nothing worse than blowing a gasket, even on the exhaust. You get that tapping sound. It sounds like a lifter
hitting,
and you can't get rid of it, and you got to take it apart. And this is the easy way to fix the surface.
Yeah, and it's done. It's clean. And guys, I know if you're taking this off with it inside the vehicle, but please pay close attention to the cleaning part of this.
You can get up with a small sanding block and do each port from underneath.
If you have to.
If you have to. Aluminum heads aren't quite as bad as cast iron because they rust. These do not rust. They do get stained. You can see some of it, but that's not gasket. That's just
it's just a little discolor. No big deal. All right, so
then on the exhaust manifold itself, the outside is rusted. It will rust.
That's what it is. Yeah,
that's what it is. This is what's important here.
The marrying surface.
I took a wire brush.
Hold that still for just a second so I can kind of... Okay, there you go. And what'd you do? You took a wire brush?
On the drill. And just... I scraped the excess off with the razor blade. And then just hit it. This, you don't have to worry about gouging. It's cast iron. If you take a hammer and hit it, it will dent it, but it's very hard to gouge.
Yeah, I mean, it's some hard stuff, guys. Right. Of course, it's made for exhaust. Of course it is.
And
by the way, we found, remember, we lost the bolt to, or there wasn't one in it. So, how much does that bolt cost? I forgot.
It was $3.50 for one exhaust bolt.
Yeah, from the dealer, it's $3.50 for that exhaust bolt right there.
And there it is.
There it is.
Nothing.
And that's what marries it to the pipe. There's just two of them. It comes off so easy.
Yeah.
And man, let's talk about where that surface is marrying at right there. That's kind of a big deal.
This needs to be cleaned. It's like a cone. It fits into the exhaust.
Can you tilt it back? Because I can't really get a lot of light on it right now. There you go. That's a lot better.
You can see it's tapered. It's conical to fit into the Y pipe, which is conical also. And it just fits over there. So there is no gasket. So this does get rusted up. The pipe gets rusted up, so you need to clean it with sandpaper.
And it can leak just like the exhaust manifold can, guys.
Yes.
So this is another key factor of something you want to clean and get that nice, beautiful, tight fit on.
Now this you do not have to scrape with the razor blade because there is no gasket. Just take the wire brush
And buzz her down.
buzz her down, get her shiny,
Oh, hold on, I lost it. There we go.
and you're done.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This surface you do have to wipe down. This you don't. There's no gasket there.
Okay, cool. So if I'm not mistaken, I think we're at 18 pounds.
Let me make sure I can have my greasy hands all over this.
We want to make sure we got a nice tight fit.
Like measuring twice, cutting once. The bolts are different. The end bolts, you can see, are extended to fit the
Shield.
shield. So that goes up in there and the bolt goes through it. So you got to put these in the right place or the shield won't.
And one thing about it, the book does show you the. Let's see if I can get them to hold it one more time, and I'll cue in on the. Hold that for me real quick. And let me see if I can cue in on that real quick. So you see the location of the studs. There we go. Dang, it's moving. It's a moving target. See that one that says 1 and 1? They both go on the outer ends. No big deal. All right, that's cool. I think they got the idea.
The exhaust manifold is got notches in it, so if you are putting it in on the car back together, it will hold. You can slide it on and hold it in instead of trying to get all of them started. So
Yeah, in other words, you can start a couple bolts.
you can start it like this and then slide that on. But
Well, wouldn't you slide the gasket on first?
gasket first. And put that on, and that will hold the gasket in place.
See, guys, that's kind of cool. That goes on both of the ends, right?
Right.
So your two studs go on first. And it basically is going to hold your gasket in place.
Washer stuck.
Unless the washer gets stuck.
Yeah. Okay. That's why this is so much easier off the car.
Yeah, this is really a pain in the butt if it's on the car. But,
Oh, yeah.
you know, guys, I realize that, you know, you may be on the car, but maybe this will help you out from seeing it on an outside perspective. When you're like, man, where's that bolt at? I'm going to kill myself.
So don't tighten up anything till you get them all in, because you have to wiggle to get the gasket and the bolts lined up.
Yeah, so what is there, 8?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What? No, 8. One on each side.
One on each side.
Right. And you got 4 nuts that hold the shield on. Go ahead and
We're going to pause and go ahead and fasten these down real quick.
Alright, this is our torque wrench. We've set it for 18 pounds.
See, down here on the bottom, you just kind of loosen the thing, set it
And
where
I
it's
wanna
at.
rotate it until it reads 18.
Easy does it. Now, what's the pattern you're going to do?
Crisscross. Start in the middle and work your way out.
The book doesn't technically call for a particular pattern,
No.
but we know from experience that it's probably better to go from the inside out.
Right. This type seal, you don't really have to worry about torquing it like you do the head, where you have to torque them down twice. Different. I'm just snugging them up right now, not torquing them. Just get them down where, because if you not, you just keep on twisting.
Yeah, and the reason is when you start torquing, you're actually in the torque mode. You don't want to keep stopping.
Right. Change and get the others. These two are 13s instead of 10s.
All right.
Alright, so we'll go back to the center and start torquing. Center, anywhere, doesn't matter. Just
All right, cool.
you hear it
You hear it click? I heard it click. There it went. Click. Yeah, guys, so basically we're going to go through and torque these 8 right here. Then I guess it's time to put the heat shield on. Now, the heat shield has a unique move. You basically, I think you set it to about 7 pounds, which is basically a little bit over hand tightening. Then it says to loosen it 45 degrees, which is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
What else did we do that had that loosen on it? I don't remember now.
Okay, all of them clicked, but just to make sure.
We're going to go back and hit it one more time.
Click.
Click.
Click. Click.
Remember, guys, this is 18
Click.
pounds.
Click. Click.
And we use a 13 millimeter and a 10 millimeter socket head.
Correct.
That's the
Click.
10.
Now this is 13.
Oh, that's 13. I'm sorry.
All right, we're done to 10. You got more 10. You got 6 10s and 2. All right. So
I guess they were serious about the one.
Yep. All right. Heat shield is next.
All right, there's your heat shield. No cleaning really required on that, is it?
I would just get it grease free. Take the ether, spray it down.
Just because when it starts, yeah, it's going to smoke like
when it heats up, it's going to smoke. Anyway, with all the other stuff on there, it fits one way.
Now, this torque wrench we have doesn't go down to 7 pounds. So we're going to switch. It's even hard on this one, but it's like just go to the second notch.
Just gonna get her snug with the...
Okay. Hey guys, I'm digging for our little conversion right here.
I got one on there. Is that a half?
This goes from, that goes from a half to a 3/8 to a half.
So this is a 3/8.
Oh, you got a 3/8? Okay, solving a problem that doesn't exist. Just a second notch should do it. Alright, now like I said, guys, this thing actually requires you to do a quarter turn backwards. I mean, an eighth of a turn. Alright, we're almost done.
Alright, that's not...
Did you do a half or quarter turn back?
Quarter turn.
You gotta loosen an eighth of a turn, I'm sorry. That's it. There you go. I know it's crazy, but that's what they say. I think it's so the aluminum can flex or the tin can flex a little bit.
Heated up, it expands a little bit, don't break.
All right, guys. So everybody say thank you, Posse. Yay!
Yay!
All right. So anyway, job well done. Ready? Go. Remember, what to take out of this video? Clean surfaces made better than dirty ones. Torque keeps it from leaking, and always use the correct bolts that that comes with from the factory. If not, replace them with correct ones, because exhaust bolts are different than regular bolts, aren't they?
Yes.
Anyway, subscribe. We got tons of stuff coming. You're gonna love this Jeep. We're getting ready to put the head on. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on film too. And support your troops. Home front hugs. Is it beer 30 yet?
No, not quite.
God, cut.